It's training camp season, and we're watching the workout clips on some of these players, seeing how they get ready for training camp. Today, we're going to look at the Pittsburgh Steelers' Kaleb Johnson work through some drills and everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're going to have the practice clips from training camp every single day from your favorite players, those rookies, those position battles, those new quarterbacks, those guys you're drafting in fantasy football. It's all right here. Click that button. Stop missing out on what your favorite players are doing behind the scenes. We're looking at Kaleb Johnson today. 35 seconds of workout clips here. This is from his Instagram. Got it off Twitter from somebody else. But here we go. We're going to watch this, loop this, keep talking ball. Kaleb Johnson looking big. He's looking big. He looks like a guy that can carry a full workload, size-wise. Moving laterally well. Moving well in the drills, as he should. As he should. You're not going to find hiccups in workout clips from a player posted. You're just not. But you can find little tells. Like, you can tell he's got good size on him. Feet's looking solid. Feet's looking good. Working hard out there. I'll say the feet looks good. It looked good in Iowa. I'll definitely say that. It looked good in Iowa in the open field. One thing to note during minicamp and OTAs and rookie camp, they've been working very hard with him on pass protection. They've been going over the drills 3, 4, 5 times, fold. They've been working very hard on that. They're working on protecting the ball, the basics, the finer nuances. And this is a running back that during draft season, when people were ranking running backs, was regarded as a second-round talent. Some people had him as the second-best running back. There's a few people, not many, had him as the best running back. And there were a few people that had him ranked like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the reason why is this is the deepest, most talented running back class of all time. This is one of the deeper classes. And the fact that the Steelers got him in the 3rd round was a tremendous discount. A massive discount for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is just what they do. They catch their skilled players at a discount, and they turn them into more than what other teams could. That's just what it is. Like you're seeing that with George Pickens, Deontay Johnson. They just take those mid-round guys, or that guy that should have been a first that falls to the second, and they make something out of him. And Kaleb Johnson, when you watch him at Iowa, you watch him grind out those yards. You watch him run through guys and around guys. Take touch after touch after touch. There's nothing else there. The guy who led the team in targets for Iowa only had 46 targets. That would be like 5th best on a lot of teams. 4th best. That's ridiculous. That means he was the whole offense. By proxy, off that number, that means he was the whole offense. And every game, they had a clue on Kaleb Johnson in the Big Ten, and he was still one of the top running backs in college football. The year prior he gets hurt, the next running back steps up and plays well. That running back, since Kaleb Johnson's so good, he had to transfer out. He had to leave. He was too good to stay there, but not good enough to beat out Kaleb Johnson. Everybody knew it. He had to go. He had to get out of there. He blew up as a freshman. Almost said rookie, but as a freshman. What does that tell us? We can go from one level to another and just step it up. Acclimate quickly. Develop quickly. That's what that tells us. So we have the potential to do that here from college to the NFL. He wasn't a highly regarded prospect coming out of high school. But when you look at all the running backs, there's a few of them like Trevion Henderson that were regarded pretty high. But you look at most of the running backs in this year's class, and like I said, is one of the most talented running back classes of all time. Most of them were not highly regarded by 24/7 Sports. I did a whole video on it. It was a few months ago, but I did that. And I cover high school football recruiting in the off season because I can't stop watching football. I can't stop looking at these prospects. And I'm going to tell you this. Yards after contact, vision in the open field, his approach to the line of scrimmage. This is a running back. This is a guy that Mike Tomlin's going to love. This is like your next James Conner-esque. Not a comparison, but in a comparison to a way that he's going to take touch after touch after touch target after target after target and get work every single day, carrying the offense on his back. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is, doesn't matter what's going on. That's what you're getting. That's the comparison. That's what you're getting, Steeler fans. A guy that's going to take all the work, put it on his shoulders. He's shown that at Iowa. Tomlin mentioned that after they drafted him. I did a video on that with the clip. I see that too, and it's all together. It's all together. This is one of the better running backs in this year's class. He's one of those running backs that's just great for really any team, but if you're looking for a guy that can handle a lot of work, handle a lot of touches, instead of a guy that's a good pass catcher, that's very flamboyant, very explosive in the open field, but you're looking at somebody that can grind out a lot of work, get a lot of opportunities, touches, and targets put together, this is it. This is it. There are not many running backs in the league anymore that's just built for that you're seeing that can take touch after touch, remain efficient, doesn't matter what the offense is looking like, is going to help you move the chains and be a cornerstone piece. He's going to be a cornerstone piece on this team for a long time. I expect the rookie ramp up out of him. Like, Jaylen Warren's not going to go. Like, he ain't going to go softly. Jaylen Warren, we've been watching him on this channel through training camp clips and rookie camp clips ever since he was a rookie. He is a good running back, but he's a lunch pail guy. He's going to work hard, and another running back like this with him, as you know, he's finishing the last final stages as a Steeler throughout his career. Maybe he gets more contracts or whatnot, but it's eventually going to be Kaleb Johnson's job. He's eventually going to be the guy. It's going to be somewhere down the line this season. Could be by the end of training camp. It could be week 6. Could be Thanksgiving time. Could be right at the end of the season. But this is a rookie running back that's going to take over the workload. Where you're seeing him get selected in fantasy drafts, it's right smack dab in the middle of the RB dead zone. That could be expensive for you, depending on how your build is looking like in your leagues. You may go to the veteran running backs because there's good veteran running backs right next to him that you do not have to worry about a rookie ramp up with them, like a build-up process through the start of their career, which most rookies need. And you don't have to worry about that. Start of the season, they're fine, but they are older prospects where they could get banged up. There's also some volatile wide receiver 3-2 range wide receivers in fantasy that you could be looking at. However, if you want to spin a dart throw on one of these top running backs from this rookie class, you're going to have to do it in an RB dead zone. Trevion Henderson, RJ Harvey, and Kaleb Johnson, they're right there in that range. They're all together. Quinshawn Judkins was in that range, but due to the incident, he's falling like a rock in ADP. I'm watching the ADP, watching that stabilize, see how far he goes. He was in that range. And every year, the running backs that go round 2, 3 area of the NFL draft that has promise that most people like, which most of them are going to go in that range. And it's every single year, every single time. Unless they got a blown ACL, like Jonathan Brooks, then you're going to see him fall a little bit, but still catch a lot of heat in drafts. Kaleb Johnson has more upside than Jonathan Brooks. Kaleb Johnson was in last year's draft class, first running back selected, second round, because you can't miss out on him because who else you going to get? Like Trey Benson? Who else you going to get over him? That's the thing. That's what I mean by this is a very talented running back class. We're getting into day 3 where the top running backs are competing with this class. That's what we're looking at. And now you're looking at Kaleb Johnson here. He could take over the Steelers. He could be a guy that gets a lot of work. I expect him over the course of his career getting a lot of touches. I expect him to work his way up to being one of the top running backs in the league, volume-wise, fantasy scoring-wise. I look for him to be a good asset in those categories. I think when you look at fantasy football analysis, long-term, there's going to be a lot of doubters too due to the offense, but he's going to be a guy that's just getting a lot of work, and he's going to touch his way into production. And then when things click, everything else, offensive line, quarterback, you'll see him go up. You'll see him start smashing. That's what's going to happen, but he's going to work his way, touch his way into fantasy production because you can't let him leave the field. You can't get him off the field. That's the thing about this running back. You can't let him off the field. You just can't. Everything about him is Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. the grittiness, the vision, the approach to the line of scrimmage, the hard work, the effort, the strength, the toughness, every single thing. I'm excited to see how he looks as a Steeler. I think you need to get a Kaleb Johnson jersey if you're a Steelers fan. I think you need to smash that right now off the player shop. He's going to be one of those guys that you're going to be watching for a long time. If you bought a James Conner jersey back in the day as a Steelers fan, you better buy a Kaleb Johnson jersey now, because he's going to be the focal point of your offense, getting all the touches, all the targets out of the backfield, not leaving the field, grinding out yards. You're going to be watching him for years. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.